It's nice and light. Can you run with it? Look, we've gone dark again. Here I am, and there it goes. Hey guys, Justin here from the Camera Life. This is a quick test of the Canon R5 Mark II for vlogging. I normally make my POV photography videos, and I guess you could call them little vlogs and stuff like that, with the Osmo Pocket 3. I love this thing because it's easy, it's a gimbal, so it's nice and stable. The mics pair automatically with it. They're great, but I've had a few questions when I've been testing the R5 Mark II's photography abilities. I've had a few people ask, can you please test the R5 Mark II for vlogging? So what I've done, I've strapped the 16mm 2.8 STM lens onto the R5 Mark II. It's nice and light. It's a wide field of view, which is pretty awesome. And I'm just gonna wander around. I'm gonna change the digital stabilization up and down a little bit so we can see how that goes. And I'm also, just to test out the vlogging features, I'm going to go into my shed. We can see how well it does with auto exposure changes. I'm on aperture priority right now, so it's just managing the aperture. I've got it set at 2.8, and the camera is managing the exposure changes as I go inside and outside. It's also on auto white balance, and see how well it copes with that. It's also on a standard picture profile, not log. I have done some shooting in Canon C-Log 3. I've done some sports shooting in a few different of the modes. The autofocus tracking is definitely better in video mode. I don't know how well it's tracking my face right now, but I would imagine it's doing a pretty good job. The new log settings are great, but if I was going to be vlogging with this camera, I don't use log on the Osmo Pocket 3. I wouldn't use log on this because I don't want to muck around with grading footage. I just want to quickly make videos and get them out there. So this is the test. What I thought I would do while testing it is modify this iPhone neck mount thing, POV magnetic neck mount. I want to modify it to fit my Osmo Pocket 3 so that I can use it instead of the GoPro chesty harness that I usually use to mount the Osmo Pocket 3. So I'm going to use the R5 to document the process of chopping this bad boy up. Let's see how it goes. Now, I might have to dial up my exposure compensation. Let's see how well that works in here. Put it up on +2. Oh, it's so slow. See that? See how long? So I've set it to +1. It takes a little while for it to come down. It's weird. It's not quite as set and forget as the Osmo Pocket 3. Normally, don't hate me in the comments, if I was shooting video on the R5, I'd be using variable NDs, I'd be controlling my shutter speed to make sure it was roughly double the frame rate that I was using, all that kind of stuff. I would use a Kelvin white balance, set it manually, but again, I don't do that stuff when I'm making quick photography vlogs. I do that when I'm making videos for clients and that kind of thing. I'm going to get a shot of my setup for you so you can see what the R5 Mark II looks like. I'm using the DJI Mic 2 receiver on top of there, and that's the 16mm lens. As you can see, it's nice and light. Very easy to use, but I just don't know if its auto features, when I go outside into the bright sunlight, are quick enough to keep up. Still dark, there we go. And then it's overcompensating a little bit and coming back. Strange. I'll get a shot here if I can. Can you see the tracking on my eye? That's doing a really good job. Show you what the camera sees as we go outside. And back in. I don't know how useful this will be to any of you, but hopefully it is. Okay, now let's chop some stuff up. So the plan is I want to take this, come on exposure, Come on. Surely that backlight, it doesn't think that it's letting enough. All right. Exposure compensation. We're up 2 1/3 stops. And then that. I don't know what this camera's doing. It's so slow to react while it's recording. Maybe someone knows more about vlogging. What's going on here? Why was that so slow? Does it kind of fix the metering and not react, or like what's happening? Let me know in the comments. It's definitely not as set and forget as the Osmo Pocket 3 or something like an iPhone. Let's just test the iPhone out on 0.5 mode. Here's me in the shed, out into the bright light, back into the shed, and over to where the camera is. That camera's still struggling with me. See how that goes. Okay, on to the modifying. We're going to take this iPhone mount and I'm going to cut it off. If you haven't seen these, they're actually pretty cool. If you want to quickly mount your phone on your neck, just magnet on there if you've got an iPhone, or they do come with some rings to mount. I've used these for a few videos. I've been trying to use it with the Osmo Pocket 3, but look, we've gone dark again. Come on. Here I am, and there it goes. Wow, it really has to wait, detect a face, and then expose for it, and then it figures it out again. But otherwise, it's trying to meter for the open garage door back there. So definitely struggles with the backlit situations. Weird, right? I'll close that door a little bit just so it doesn't ruin this video. Maybe that'll be better. No, it's got me. Okay, so the Osmo Pocket 3 comes with this little adapter. How well is this going to focus? Still trying to get me. I've got it set, the focus settings, I've got it set to auto for subject to text, so people or whatever. It doesn't have like a product showcase mode like Sony's do and the Osmo Pocket 3 does, which is kind of weird. So I can go over here. Can I get it to focus on my hand? I don't know what it... It's definitely not easy to use, hey? Let's bring it over this side, give it some more light to work with. If I hold it right in front of my eyes, I can get it to jump onto it. Anyway, so DJI, it's got this little magnetic mount, and on the bottom of that, it's got a 1/4 inch tripod thread. There we go, in focus. And I want to cut this so that I can mount it and hopefully have it just underneath my chin without it being in the way. I've got another one of these mounts from the brand Tellison, but it's grey and kind of sticks out. I wear all black clothes normally, so we're going to use a black one from the brand Niwa. Give you guys a better look at this. How's this working for the vlog? Still kind of working. Tell you one thing I don't like. Joby Gorilla Pods. They're never as easy to use as you think they'll be. We're going to chop it right about here. I'm not really a measure kind of person. Hacksaw, roughly measured. Clean it up a little bit so I don't cut myself. Okay. Stole an old tripod screw out of a tripod plate. Actually don't know if it'll be deep enough. It should be. Get a little bit of purchase on there. Use an Allen key to tighten it up nice and tight. How does it look? Bit weird? Super harsh lighting out here, but interesting to see how well the R5 copes with the changes. This is what I was thinking. It's up nice and close to my face, but not quite in it. I can see the screen from up here, which is handy for checking if my camera's in frame when I'm holding it out in front. All right, so what about stabilisation? We're currently just using the standard stabilisation setting. We are now on the first level of digital image stabilisation. Let's see how this goes walking. I'm walking, talking. How does that look? And then what about a run? Can you run with it? So that's using the standard sensor stabilization and level 1 of digital image stabilization. It has a little crop. Let's go with level 2. All right, we're on level 2, which is enhanced. As you can see, we're cropped in even tighter now. Still holding it roughly at arm's length. We'll walk with it. I don't know if you can see any digital wobbling or artifacts on the edges of the frame. I'll have a look once I get it on the computer. Let's give it a run. How's she look? I don't know. Hard to tell on the screen. See how it copes in the darker garage. Moving around. All right, we're back to just the standard IBIS. I think it probably looks a bit more natural anyway. Unless you're trying to hold it steady like a tripod, I don't really know if there's a big benefit to the digital image stabilization. You can always boost it up a little bit in post if you need to, but all in all, while the tracking in video is definitely improved, and with the 16mm, it is a pretty cool vlogging camera, great image quality. I'm on 4K fine, which has obviously unbelievable image quality. The thing that I think will stop me from using this camera for making vlogs is I really would need to shoot it in manual settings to be happy with the exposure results. As you can see, I'm spinning around and it's just really struggling to expose correctly for me. I know it's not the camera's fault, these are tough lighting situations, but for some reason when I use something like the Osmo Pocket 3 or even my iPhone 15, I'm happy enough with the results that it doesn't bother me and it doesn't slow me down. Whereas this really seems to struggle to react to the lighting changes, and I just don't think I'm going to bother using it for quick and dirty video production. I'll mainly use it for proper videos for clients and taking photos. So hopefully that helps. A little bit of vlogging, testing on the R5 Mark II. Look, if you have any questions, want me to make any specific testing videos, let me know. I'm getting back into it now. I've done a ton of autofocus testing on this thing. You can see a few of the videos down below, mountain biking, eye autofocus testing, and a quick animal autofocus testing, but I'll be doing more. So let me know what you want to see, and otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one.